tired of being in the same condition and situation for so long? Do you think you are stagnant as a registered nurse? Good luck or luck is being overrated. Like, if you want changes for yourself, if you want your life to turn in a good dimension, you want great change, positive changes in your life, then you have to be very intentional. You have to be very intentional about changing things for yourself. Nobody is going to do this for you. You are the one that will do it for yourself. I remain Nurse Akombi, and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, you are in a great place. Please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Then if you are my returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back again. Stay tuned. We are going to dive so well into this video now. I am a believer of nurses living optimal life. What do I mean by that? Due to the nature of our jobs, nurses are expected to do a lot. Like, the demand is much on us. We are expected to smile. We are expected to give joy. We are expected to, make the lives of patients better. And so if you as a nurse, you are struggling, your life is a mess, there is no way you can be optimal, up and doing, and giving your best at work. And so that is why I preach optimal life for nurses. Nurses need to work on themselves to such an extent that they are able to, have a balanced life, a life that makes a lot of sense, so that when they show up at work, they are able to give their best. They are able to really impact life, which our job requires us to do. As we are entering into the new year, beginning a new season, 2025, it's a time for you to make a drastic change in the way you do things as a nurse. If you continue in the way you have been doing things in the past year, then the cycle is going to remain. It's going to continue. You have to take drastic measures to take over your life, to take actions, so that your life will turn a new leaf, so that your life will become better, so that you can be able to be an optimal nurse and give your best in this new year and beyond. So I'm going to be mentioning 5 ways you need to change your life in this new year, 2025. Number 1, you have to focus on your personal growth as a nurse. You have to be intentional about growing yourself, developing yourself personally. You have to be able to identify goals for yourself. You can't just enter a new year and you're just blank. You just want to continue the same routine, without any plan. No, that's not done. You have to itemize plans for yourself to be able to grow personally as a person. For example, you need to have personal goals, maybe how to improve yourself intellectually, how well knowledgeable and vast are you in your current job, how much do you even contribute in patient care. So you have to think about how you improve yourself intellectually, how you will study, so that you'll be able to contribute well, maybe during ward rounds, maybe to patient care. How organized are you personally? Are you someone that is very organized? Are you able to keep to time? Are you a punctual person? Are you able to keep appointments? Are you someone that usually show up late all the time to appointments? Are you consistent in whatever you are doing? So these are areas of personal growth that you need to work on as a nurse. Are you a dirty person, or you are very clean and tidy? Forget the fact that nurses are expected to be cleaner. Not all nurses are clean. And just look at your room now. If you're watching this while in your room, how clean and tidy is your room? So that is it. That is it. So you have to try to improve yourself personally. Think about ways to become more organized. Your space, your personal space has to be clean and tidy. It is very important. For me personally, if my space is not clean and tidy, I cannot even settle down, talk less of thinking about what I want to do, how I want to. For example, now, before I thought about this idea of making this video, my personal space is very clean, it's very tidy, and it follows that order. When my personal space is tidy, then I can now clean myself, personal hygiene, then ideas will now start coming. So you have to be an organized person. That's just an example, by the way. So you have to think about how to improve yourself personally, your communication in the way you relate with people. You have to develop yourself. You also have to develop skills. Improve your skills, your communication skills. You have to improve your hands-on skills. You have to learn new things. Just itemize goals for yourself, how you want to improve your life in this new year. I've said a lot about personal development, personal goals. Now let me dive into career growth and development. If you are not progressing career wisely, there's no way you can live an optimal life. There's no way you can be happy. There's no way you can give your best at work. You have to be progressing career wisely. At what stage are you presently in your career? What are your plans? You have to itemize what you want for yourself. You have to increase, you have to think about how to improve yourself in education, because even though you're already a registered nurse, it is good for you to improve yourself intellectually regarding your job. So continuing education is one point. Another way for you to improve yourself is to go for a specialty course. Another way is to go for your baccalaureate education. That's degree in nursing if you are a diploma nurse. If you are a degree nurse, go for your master's. Just identify the path you want to go and follow suit. Improve yourself career wisely. And part of the ways of improving yourself in your career is try as much as possible to get to the next position, the next leadership position in your job. If your job is a promising one, if it's a good place, I've made quite a number of videos on this. You have to know the kind of place you are working. If it is not a place that encourages career growth, you have to think about how to change jobs, change to another place that your growth career wise can be encouraged. So also about career, if you're thinking about practicing in another country, you're thinking about going to another country to practice, then you must start planning how you will leave the country. You have to plan it, how to leave the country so that that goal and aim can be achieved, because working in a different country is another way for you to improve your career, because that terrain is different from our own country here. So it's a thing for you also to think about. So itemize your career goals, and you work towards it. You don't just sit down and allow things to happen by itself. You allow life to play by itself on you. No, you have to plan and move towards it. You have to have this sense of purpose and push yourself towards success. That's how things can change for you in this new year. Financial goals. You have to have financial goals. How much do you have in your bank account? How much savings do you have? How much investment do you have as a nurse? Do you know that how much money you have, if you are financially stable, it has this way of calming you down. Your morale, your countenance can be predicted by how much you have. If you have zero money, like you don't have any tangible money in savings, it's expected that you're anxious, You don't know what will happen in the next few, you cannot even plan. You cannot even plan. So you have to work towards achieving tangible financial goals for yourself this year. You have to think about how to improve yourself financially. You have to think about how to improve yourself financially. Financially, you have to work towards, see the work you are doing. Sorry, I didn't plan this video very well, so I'm just speaking raw. Maybe other ones I'll speak in a more touch way, but take it as I'm giving it now. In your finances, you have to try as much as possible to do things to improve your finances. Your work, this work that you have now, what potential does it have? How much are you being paid? Out of that money that you are being paid, what percentage goes into your recurrent expenses? Just normal day-to-day life activities, your food, your transportation, you buy things for yourself for personal grooming. What else? How much of the percentage of what you are collecting now is going into your recurrent expenses? If it is basically everything, then I don't think you have a good job. A good job should be able to cater for your personal needs, your recurrent needs, and give you the allowance to save tangibly. Are you hearing me? That's why some people are running out of this country. And it's worth it. You cannot be living from hand to mouth and think all is well. And you just sit down and you just say you are contented. What are you contented about? That is not a good life. You have to have savings. It's very, very important. So your job should be able to give you that. So look for a better job that will pay you better. Look for side hustles to add to your income, because some people, they are in places that there are just good opportunities. You can do business. You can do business that will add to your earnings. So just think deep, think outside the box. And try to find ways to better things for yourself in this new year. Don't maintain the status quo. If you are a borrower, a borrowing us, my friend, please, urgent 2K there, urgent clinic. You are not living an optimal life. You have to find a way to stabilize yourself financially. You have to do that. And that is the way that you can move towards, optimal life as a nurse. Your physical health is another important area to concentrate on in this new year. Your physical health. And also mental health, but I'm going to dwell more on physical health. Nurses, sometimes we are expected to know better. We are expected to know, good nutrition and the rest like that. But nurses fall short of living, of having healthy physical health. Or how do I put it? Nurses fall short of taking care of themselves physically. Nurses fall short of taking care of themselves physically, because for you to be physically healthy, you have to be an organized person. You have to be intentional about doing it. And what are the components of physical healthiness? Number one, your nutrition. You have to feed well. You have to feed well as a nurse. Nurses that should know better. Feeding on junks, day in, day out, because you don't have plans to go to the market. You cannot plan to buy fruits. There's just no plan. So you just feast on whatever you see per time. That's not good enough. We've had cases of nurses slumping while at their duty, so exhausted, their body telling them that, please, I need rest, and they keep on neglecting. Please, nurses, don't do that. Don't do that, because every other component that I've even mentioned before now, they are tied to it. If you are not physically healthy, we cannot be talking about financial goals, financial healthiness. We cannot be talking about career growth, because physical healthiness comes first. You have to make sure that you are feeding well as a nurse, and you are having enough rest that you should have. You are taking copious amount of fluid that you should take. Good water intake. Nurses, please be intentional about your health. Physical exercises too. Please don't let us neglect our health in this new year, because the more healthy you are physically, then the more energy you have to even think about other things, how to improve your life in other ways, like in career and in financial. Please, let's take care of our physical health this year. If your body is giving you signals, go for checkup, go for physical checkup. Your blood pressure, you should know your baseline as a nurse. I should check. If you're not hypertensive, check every 6 months. Even if you have access to it every 3 months, every month going is okay. You check, the value of your blood pressure. And eat well, eat healthy, eat fruits. I think that point is taken already. So the next point I will try to make is that I'm going to make is social or relationship goals. Our social life is very important to us. It's very germane to our growth as individuals. If we don't have good relationship, we won't have good morals. We won't have the morale to continue in life. So our relationship wise, we need to have good relationship our romantic relationship. You have to work on that as a nurse. You have to make sure that if you don't have a partner yet, number one, be a good material yourself. Be a good husband material, be a good wife material yourself, before we now start talking about you intentionally looking for a good husband material or a good wife material, as the case may be. You yourself work on your character and be sure and ready that you are developed enough, you are matured enough in your intellectual, in the way you think, before you go into relationship with someone. Be sure about that. Then you can work on your characters. Make sure you have integrity. Make sure you are empathetic rather. You are empathetic. Make sure that you are a truthful person. Make sure that you are a hardworking person. Relationship is not a joke. You have to be hardworking. You have to learn to be responsible for yourself to an extent. And before you start thinking about taking responsibility for another person, because when you are in relationship with another person, you need to take care of the person. Yes. Fine, they can take care of themselves, but that's one of the benefits. You look out for one another. So you have to be responsible enough to look after the other person. Now, when you are now joined in marriage, then you can now talk about another new life that will be totally dependent on you till like 18 years when they leave house. So that's no joke. So you have to work on yourself and make sure that you have what it takes to give value in a relationship. And then you also purposefully look for someone that makes sense, someone that can be a partner, not someone that will be like a what should I call it now? Somebody that will be like a pain in the neck for you. So you must look for a good partner. There will be more videos about this. But then your relationship, you need to work on it. Be social. That's another point. Be social. Don't be a someone that will just stay indoor, not relating. It's not good for one's mental health. Call people that you value. Communicate with them. Be intentional about calling your friends, your families, and keeping in touch with them. Be good to them. Identify people who are your support systems and intentionally build those relationships. That's a way of giving us good vibes, helping us, just pushing us ahead to make the best in life, to be the best that we can be. So work on your social relationship. So the last point that I'm going to make is your spiritual goals. A spiritual goal. And even as nurses, we know how spirituality is important to the overall well-being of patients, to overall health of the patient. So also you don't neglect your spiritual health. Don't neglect it. This higher being that you believe in, make sure that you are in consistent connection with him. You're communicating with God, communicating your heart desires with God, and make sure that you have a right upstanding with God. So that's that about this video. So if you can work on all these points, your life is definitely going to turn a new leaf. You will not maintain the status quo if you are making sure that physically you are optimal, that financially you're optimal, that career-wisely you're optimal, your relationship you're working on them, your spirituality. I hope I didn't leave any point out. Yeah. So work on all these points, and your life is definitely going to turn a good leaf. So that's that. Please like this video and share. I would like to see your comments also in the comment sections. Thank you. See you in another one. Bye.